welcome to Atlanta qualifying just getting underway for the Fort Worth Screen Printing Xfinity Series presented by Mr. Ghostman. 21, Clap Renewal, Martin Sports Toyota headed out on the track. Dylan Dryling, 83. Mikey in the 27. Lots of cars heading out pretty quickly here for qualifying. A little over half the field already heading out on track. '68 Jake Lawrence, Zephyr Hills Toyota. Mark Kincaid. This is a guy that could use some better luck. It has been a struggle for Kincaid in just about every series so far in the Sidewinder season. Caught up in a little bit of everything. Here's Mark Dingman, the 82. Mark starts his first timed lap. Get 2 laps around Atlanta in this super speedway configuration. New Atlanta. Clap Renewal puts the first lap on the board. Hot Atlanta. What up, Corey? Kincaid currently second. Dominic Lee goes up to the top. Lee posts at 32.43. It's Bratney Betch. Lee got those bright yellow name banner and spoiler. Very vibrant. I like it. Dryling jumps up to the top. See if Dominic's able to reclaim the top spot. He is not. Bikey on his second lap takes the top of the boards. Dryling second now. Edwards crashing in third. Typical Edwards fashion. Roebuck now jumps up to third. A lot of drivers coming in their second laps, putting up good speed. See what Ryan Brennan's able to put up, 48. Got his Under Armour Blockbuster Chevy rolling. Most drivers' second laps are the quicker lap due to the way the cars are basically super speedway cars now. Brennan comes across to complete lap 2. He'll move up 1 spot. Dustin Franklin on track. The mini Fort Worth cars, Fort Worth Screen Printing Chevrolet. What up, Jude? J.R. Deal jumps up to the 7th spot. See where Franklin's second lap puts him. 3:16, that should put him 15th. There he slots in. Lafayette, you just had a chat with him. He's coming to complete second lap. 3:01, that should put him 12th. The Amtrak machine riding the rails down the backstretch. First lap of 32.84. We'll see if Benke can pick it up. Move up the standings a little bit. Second lap of 32.41. That'll put him only 19th. John Garrett out on track. As is Dudes Castro Neves in the 34. Garrett to complete his second lap. 32.27. That'll put him up into the top 10. Goes 8th. Castro Neves' second lap goes up to 12th. Then immediately crashes the car. Team won't be happy about that. Team's got a car to repair. We got 4 drivers that have not put a lap in yet. Bill Rivard, Travis Martin, J Munch, Corey Deal. Bunch of 10/10 drivers not putting a lap in. Looks like Corey's just going to sit on the end of pit road for the last few seconds. Give us something to look at. Thank you, Corey. That is the end of qualifying. 22 of our 26 cars put a lap in there. So we get set for the super speedway style Atlanta Motor Speedway. Cars will start jumping out on the grid. And we can get a starting lineup going. There's one car. We need about 25 others. Field's starting to filter in slowly. Jump up towards the front as people come in. Now we're just waiting on our pole sitter, Brandon Bikey in the 27. Winning the pole. Let's have a chat with him. Brandon, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy, brother.
Well, you snagged the pole for the race here. How are you feeling about that lap?
I feel pretty good about that lap. It was I have never raced here, but I was quite a bit, so happened to run a really good lap. Right at the top, first lap, didn't touch the wall, which I did a couple times during practice. Ended up well for me. So
10-4, congrats on the pole position. Cool to see the
thank you.
27 up there on the front row. Good luck to you in the race, bud.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can put on a good show for everybody.
It is Brandon Bikey in the 27 getting the pole for tonight's race. Congrats to him. Let's go ahead and run through our starting lineup now that the field's filtering in. You got Bikey on pole alongside Wes Parker in the 22. Hayden Lowell in the 67 Napa Machine rolls off in the 3rd spot. Tyler Lanin not showing a paint scheme yet. He's rolling off in the 4th spot here. Dylan Dreiling, the 83 Loveland Ford, rolls off in the 5th spot. Blake Roebuck at State Ford rolls off 6th. J.R. Deal, the Little Caesars Toyota, starts in 7th. John Garrett, Fort Worth Screen Printing Chevy, starts in 8th. Mike Edwards in the Gamer Advantage Toyota starts in the 9th spot. Jeremy Clapper Newell Martin Sports Toyota starts 10th. Daniel Llewellyn in the Labor 12 Chevy 11th. Dudes Castro Neves, the Brant Ford, rolls off 12th. Ethan Evers, the Gamer Advantage Toyota, starts in 13th. Nathan Lafayette, Penguin Travel Centers Toyota, rolls off 14th. Jake Lawrence in the Zephyr Hills Toyota starts in 15th. Dominic Lee in the Hanover Women's Wellness Care Centers rolls off 16th. Mark Kincaid in the AC Delco Chevy starts in 17th. Dustin Franklin, Fort Worth Screen Esports Chevrolet, starts in 18th. Jeremy Scherer, the Chevy Accessories Camaro, rolls up 19th. Ryan Brennan, the Blockbuster Racing Chevy, starts in 20th. Matt Benke, the Amtrak Chevy, rolls in 21st. Mark Dingman, the Grading Authority Chevrolet, starts in 22nd. Corey Deal, the Thrizzy Swiss Army Ghost Crew Toyota, rolls off in 23rd. Travis Martin, Mr. Ghostman Mustang, rolls off 24th. Jay Much in the Arc.io Toyota starts in 25th. And Bill Rivard, the Grape Propel Chevrolet, starts 26th. 26 cars here to race with us tonight at Atlanta. Still not seeing a scheme for Tyler Lanin. I think he tried to put decals on his car, and this is the result. So we'll have a ghost car, basically, for Lanin. Anytime you see an all-white car, that'll be the 64 of Tyler Lanin. Pace car heads on off. We have the Geico restart zone in effect at Atlanta. So Bikey will lead us down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag comes out. We are underway from Atlanta. Bikey and Hayden Lowell on the inside line, trying to push away from Wes Parker. Parker going to fall to 3rd. Hayden Lowell with a great push. Gets Bikey out front. 3-car breakaway is Tyler Lanin and Blake Roebuck are side by side for 4th. It's really weird to see an all-white car out on track. Really weird. So Lanin and Dreiling now 4th and 5th. Roebuck falling back to J.R. Deal. Someone's blinking in and out there. It's Dominic Lee in the 31. So you have Mike Edwards, John Garrett, and Dudes Castro Neves rounding out the top 10. Roebuck now inside of Dreiling as Hayden Lowell has been shuffled out. Bikey and Parker now 1-2. Lane in 3rd. Roebuck trying to get alongside the 67 of Lowell. Take 4th spot away. Oh, Clapper Newell gets up and into the outside wall. So far, no one's run over him, but he's going to lose that momentum and start drifting back. See 3 Toyotas up there on that high side. All working together. Bikey, unsponsored 27, out front, showing the way. Lanin up to the 3rd spot, trying to make some progress. We get a caution. We'll try to reset our trading paint, see if it's on our end. It's weird to see a blank car. Roebuck now down to the inside, trying to push back up to the third spot. Up in a high line, it's Lehnen, Lowell, and Edwards. Mikey out front by himself, then 2x2, several rows deep. Still some blinking issues for that 31 car as Lehnen gets to the outside of Mikey. The high line's starting to work. Mikey now doesn't know which way to go. We're going to go 3 wide. Mikey, no help in the middle. Parker down low. Lehnen up high. Nobody was willing to push the 27. 27 just fades into no man's land through the middle. Lehnen now comes down in front of the 27 like he's going to try to help the middle lane. Roebuck a little out of shape there. Contact. And the wreck is on. That started up by Roebuck. Roebuck and Bikey. And our first caution is out. Let's go back and watch the 30. It seemed to start about that area. See Roebuck pretty low here. I go 10 more seconds and watch it at full speed. Be quicker that way. So they go into 3. Everything's alright. They get a little out of shape when they come through the double dog leg. Right here, you see the 30 kind of drift way down low. And tries to go back up. He's still a little out of shape. And it seems like the 27's more watching what's going on below him than outside of him. As he comes up and makes contact with Hayden Lowell. Lowell does come down a little bit, and the netcode looks like finishes him off. Roebuck was the unfortunate one in the position to take the hit. Let's go back and see if there's actually any contact between 27 and 67. I don't think there was. A little more time. Got your racing license? Nice. That was so close. But I think it's netcode. One more time, a little bit slower. D27 is coming up to make corner entry, and netcode, yep. There's no contact between them. Bikey gets straightened out after tagging a 30, but the wreck kind of happens from there. Looks like, it was at the 83 of Dylan Dreiling. Was right behind that. He actually got through there, wow. He was rather sideways. Contact from JR, not much. Oh man. Dreiling fortunate to get through there. Tyler Lehnen, your leader. Hayden Lowell's now second. You have Mike Edwards, Dylan Dreiling, JR Deal. JR has that little bit of back end damage. Left rear tagged a little bit. Dominic Lee is 6th, Lafayette now 7th, Ethan Evers 8th, J Much 9th, Wes Parker in the 10th position, Corey Deal 11th, Daniel Llewellyn is 12th, Bill Rivard 13th, heading down pit road. Along with Mr. Ghostman, I think this is by design. I don't think these drivers want anything to do with the front of the field until later in the race. So we may see them continue to cycle to the back. Probably taking a fuel top off here. And down and away. Is it scary, Dylan? It looked scary. You did a good job hanging onto your car, though. Well, congrats to the 34 of Cashman Evans getting his license today, driver's license, like racing license. He can go racing for real now. Field works our way down the backstretch, lights out on our pace car. want to see trading paints flash on screen, but I need to pull it up and move it out of the way. It popped up off screen, good. I'm trying to get that Tyler Lane machine to load in properly. Under caution, lap 9 of 130. Pace car ties on in. Lanen in the all-white Toyota on the inside line. Going to lead us into the restart zone. See some other cars. Paint schemes filtering back up to date. Just not getting it reset for Lanen. I see the 00 has no nose on his car. We got two blank cars up front. One's a Toyota, one's a Ford. Lanen is the Toyota. The Ford is Hayden Lowell. Used to have a paint scheme. Trading Paints is struggling right now. I'm going to try to help it out, but I don't know if it's going to help. Lanen and Lowell out front. JR Deal. Damage and all. Moving up to the third spot in that Little Caesars Toyota. Now Hayden Lowell gets to the outside of Tyler Lanen as the 26 gets way out of shape. Ethan Evers hangs onto it. We got two albino cars leading the field. Hayden is the Ford up top. Tyler Lanen is that Toyota down low. The other cars refreshing and coming in just fine. For some reason, Hayden Lowell and Tyler Lanen's machines. There's one other Mustang further back in the field. Ooh, that's Castro Neves, the other plain white Mustang it is. Weird. Never seen it do that before. Lee still having blinking issues in the 31. We'll continue to try to get this work, but I don't know any other tricks. Lanen going to come up right in front of Hayden Lowell. Lowell not content to push him, shoots to the middle. That's going to push Lanen back. See if he gets any help on the high side. Edwards shoots underneath him. Lanen's going to fall to the third car on the high line. 6th spot on the racetrack. Man, now we got 3 of those white cars all working that top lane. All 3 of them. Mikey in the middle of it. Hard to keep straight which one's which when they're no indicators whatsoever. They don't even have names on their windshield. Mikey shoots out of that group, down to the bottom. He's going to try to take the race lead here. Green and white 14 trying to take the race lead. Help from JR Deal, Dominic Lee, and 22 of Wes Parker. Top you have Lowell, Lanen, and Castro Neves. This is so weird. Lowell's car and Castro Neves' car loaded early in the race, and now it's just not. I've never seen it go backwards before. I'm afraid to refresh now. Might lose more cars. That's Hayden Lowell. Gets the 67 out front. Help from Lanen and Castro Neves. Top line coming in here at Atlanta. Lowell gets down in front of Edwards. I'm gonna try one more time to get trading paints out. It is way too weird. Wish us luck. Field is catching. Is that a bad Lafayette maybe? is Benke. Benke having issues in the 35. See some right side damage. He's heading down pit road. Already 6 laps down. Tough start to the race for the Amtrak machine. No dice on the trading paint side of things. So, Mike Edwards in a sea of blank machines along with JR and Dominic Lee. Had that one wreck early on. Ben Green inside of that event. See the left side of the Lehman machine has some a little bit of damage to it. The one upside of those playing cars, you can see the damage real well. Looks like John Garrett had picked up some damage there. He is torn up back in. He's not taking his fast repair. Still 110 laps to go. No sense burning it up early. If he can stay in the draft, that's always important. Hayden Lowell on the bottom, trying to take the race lead away from Mike Edwards. Lowell gets his nose out in front of Edwards coming off turn 4. I believe Edwards going to get the push though and lead the lap. Leaning all over the back bumper of Edwards. These two Toyotas working well together. You see the Amtrak car rolling off pit road. Benke now 10 laps down. Fayette is 3 laps down, and Roebuck 1 lap down in 23rd. It is the only cars off the lead lap. 22 still on the lead lap. Looks like Clapper Newell has lost the lead draft. Here's Clapper. He's got significant damage to the 21. Here's Brennan also out of the draft. Everyone else 20th up, still in the main pack. See Lee a little out of shape in 31 coming off turn 2. All these guys run into the front. Wish we could be showing off their paint schemes. Hayden Lowell is a Napa car. It's blank on your screen. It is a Napa Auto Parts Ford. I don't know what Lehman had tonight. Then Castro Neves had the Brandt Ford Mustang. Edwards continuing to be tough on that high line. Those 3 cars working well together. Continuing to be able to keep that nose out right when they cross the line. Hayden Lowell trying to get up in the side draft, looks like a little bit. Lowell gets about halfway clear of the 14, and here he comes on corner exit and leads the lap again. 31 blinking big time now. He having some issues with connection. Wes Parker working his way up towards the front. Right behind his 10 tenths teammate, JR Deal. See a couple other 10 tenths cars there. The 68 of Lawrence, 69 of Joel Munchel. Starting to see the teams getting together. Clapper Newell in the 21, going a lap down with all that damage he sustained. That'll leave us 21 cars in the lead lap. About time for a big one? I think so too, Cliff. It feels about right. Mike Edwards kind of in the middle of the track there. Hayden Lowell's gotten to the outside. Wes Parker's moved up to the top behind Tyler Lehman. We're just going to nose out in front. It's like Hayden Lowell getting shuffled out. Tyler Lehman leading the outside line now. Help from Wes Parker in the 83 of Dryling. Close call there between the 26 and Hayden Lowell Mustang. Up front, it's Lehman and Edwards. It's JR Deal. Issues in the 9. Deal able to hang on. That was uncomfortable. See what happens to JR. A little loose. Coming through the trial. Gets down on the baking. Gets it out of shape again. Very fortunate that Castro Neves and Lawrence behind them able to avoid. Everyone scrambles, keeps the car going in the right direction. And that was not a planned drop back by any means. As the 9 out of shape. Edwards out front of now Wes Parker. Lehman in third. And you have Dryling, Ethan Evers, Duke Castro Neves, Jake Lawrence. Edwards up high, Parker, help of Lehman, going to the lead. Here comes Dryling in the 83. So now Wes Parker, former champ of the series, out front. Lehman, Dryling, Edwards, and Castro Neves and Hayden Lowell. Don't ask me which one's which. The two blank Mustangs side by side. I have no idea. I had to guess. I think Hayden is the one up top. Castro Neves down low. It is Cliff. Oh, they're out of shape. That's Lehman going around. Edwards collected. It's really unfortunate. Looked like that one started with Lehman getting out of shape. But was it from contact or not? Maybe around there. It's a ride on board. Get the far chase shut up. That's rear chase. Try again. Lehman trying to work to the outside of the 22. Gets out of shape on his own. Edwards trying to stay out of him, unable to, gets the push from the Hayden Lowell car. And then the wreck is kind of on from there. Bikey involved. See the 74 Franklin down on the flat. There goes Clapper Newell. A lot of cars collected there. Should see quite a lot going on pit road after that one. Job well done. Have a good day. That's right. Cliff shows up and that wreck happens. Let's see what we get for pit stops here. Parker going to lead, Dryling, Castro Neves down. Looks like if you're on a lead lap, you're coming to pit road. Hopefully Cliff's watching on a computer and is here to tell us he's going to be back soon. Of course, this one's backwards. There's no rhyme or reason to pit lane and pit lane 2 cameras. Sometimes 1 is the entrance and 2 is the exit, and sometimes it's flip-flopped. Amazing pit sign by the amazing painter. There goes Wes Parker off. First one down and away, then Dryling. 14 of Edwards. Looks like he's taking a faster pair. 44, Corey Deal. 15, Jeremy Scherer, be your top 5. I imagine most of the other cars are taking damage repair here. If you don't have to use that faster pair, you don't want to. Take as much repair as you can. Stay on the lead lap. There's Kincaid rolling off in 6th. Bill Rivard probably didn't want to be ahead of all these cars. He's rolling off. Dingman, JR Deal. 74, Dustin Franklin. Here comes the 69 of Joel Munchel. Then the 64 of Tyler Lanen. Still can't get his paint to show up. Got you, Cliff. Progress then. Dominic Lee rolls off there. Clapper Newell's taking his faster pair. Clapper now showing on the lead lap. Perhaps getting the lucky dog there. Roebuck also showing on the lead lap. Roebuck, I think, stayed out. And here comes everyone else trying to stay on the lead lap. Mad scramble to stay ahead of the pace car. There goes quite a few cars taking a wave around there. Looks like 3 of them. Wes Parker going to line up behind our pace car, be our race leader alongside Dylan Dreiling. It's Lafayette taking a wave around. He'll be now 2 laps down. John Garrett missing the whole back of that car. So they go by Roebuck. Roebuck, the lucky dog. Or wave around, one of the two. Has to go behind all these cars just coming off pit road. The field thinning out quickly. A lot of damage on these cars early on. 130 lap race. Yeah, I have game chat off and on. Try it now. Having issues with a lot of things right now, including cars not showing up, so you know. I hear that, Glyph. It'd be like that. We're back underway. Wes Parker gets the clean break. Rest of the field trying to keep pace behind. Parker out front. Edwards now 2nd. Dreiling and Scherer side by side for 3rd. See Corey Deal trying to make his presence known. Currently 5th. He drops down, tucks in behind Scherer. Edwards jumps up to the top and try to take the race lead with the help of teammate Jeremy Scherer, the 14 and 15. Team cars on the Fort Worth Screen Esports team. You see Dreiling in the 83. He's going to go up there and help those Fort Worth boys. Wes Parker suddenly all alone down on the bottom. Now Dreiling changed his mind. He's dropped down behind Parker. See Deal dropping to the back. Lanen, plain white Toyota, trying to come to the front. The low line is prevailing. Parker's jumped out clear for 1st, bringing Dreiling with him. Parker, Dreiling, Lanen, top 3. And Edwards and Dingman. Mark Dingman having a strong run. Dreiling up to the top. Dreiling abandons Parker, takes the top lane. Lanen pushing him out to the front. Those two friends, part of the Brian Hicks driving experience community. Lanen and Dreiling, first 2 on the top line, under attack from the 22 of Parker. Parker has Dingman behind. Dominic Lee has made his way back up into this group. There's the 31 Mustang. JR Deal rides behind, keeping an eye on things. And you got that damaged car of Dustin Franklin. halfway is lap 65. That's what we're racing to for some points here. Top 10 will get points at halfway. About 25 laps away from giving out some extra bonus points. Dryling making that top line work. The help from his buddy Tyler Lanen. About middle groove there, a little bit lower than Edwards was when he was on that outside. Edwards now looks to the bottom. Looks like he's trying to get down in front of Kincaid. Dominic Lee drops down there with him. Jeremy Scher kind of left out the dry. Scher no help in the 15 right now. Parker, Dingman, and Edwards. First three on the inside line. Lanen and Dryling saying they don't need any extra help. They're trying to push to the front all by themselves. Edwards in the 14 decides he's seen enough. He's dropping back. Now your new top five. Dryling, Parker, Lanen, Dingman, and Scher. JR Deal 6th now. Mark Kincaid 7th. Dominic Lee 8th. Ryan Brennan. Saw him way out of the lead draft. Now he's moving up. Brennan in the 9th spot. Dustin Franklin rides 10th. Look at there. Castroneves' car is working again. We got paint on that Mustang. Wonder if Hayden's back. Yeah, Hayden's back too. We still have no paint on the 64. It's so weird. Something between iRacing and trading paints has just gone off the rails a little bit. But it's better to have one blank car instead of three. We'll take it. Dryling and Laning split up now. Dryling down low, Laning up high. A couple of orange, white, and black Toyotas pushing them. Parker in the 22 down low. The 9 of JR Deal up high. JR Deal up into the top 4. Everybody's favorite homie. Got his pizza car, hot and ready, on the high side. Deal pushes Lanen. Briefly ahead of Dryling. Deal up into the 3rd spot. I don't know about y'all, but it puts a smile on my face to see JR running up front. It just does. One of those guys has been here since season 1. Season 2 if you are going by ARCA. Season 1 of Xfinity. So JR Deal pushes Lanen out front. Now he has help from the 74 of Dustin Franklin. JR is always hot and ready. Interesting to see if Deal and Franklin can get that top line working. Franklin has quite a lot of front end damage. Oh, 31 Dominic Lee into the outside wall. Right through the dog leg. See damage also to the 26 in the right front corner. Ethan Evers. Quite a lot of banged up race cars trying to limp their way to halfway. Lanen leads. Dryling, Parker, Dingman, and JR Deal battling for the last spot in the top 5 with Jeremy Scher. Need a vibe check for Jeremy Scher. He's up into the top 5. It's got to be good. JR Deal in 6th. Mark Kincaid. A little banged up nose on that 54 Chevy, but he is in the 7th spot. See Brennan, Dominic Lee, and Dude Castroneves. And Daniel Llewellyn right there in 11th. Daniel, a little damage on the back end, but the front looks good. Franklin, once he got that nose exposed, he's fallen all the way to 12th. There's Corey Deal 13th, Bill Rivard 14th. Ethan Evers, a little damage back in 15th. J Much did 16th. Mikey. What has happened to the 27? He's down on the apron. Looks like maybe just getting out of the way of the fast machines. Him and Matt Benke. Benke many laps down. Bikey now 1. It's Bikey. It's quite a lot of damage to that 27. He's hoping for that caution to come out, but so far has not happened. Can't believe how many cars have that much damage this early on. I mean, a lot of wrecks, but people hang on to that fast repair. Might be crucial later in the race as we're slowly approaching halfway. About 15 to go. Now 14 as they hit the stripe to get to halfway. We only have one blank car in the field now, thanks to Trading Paints, and wouldn't you know it, they're leading. Tyler Lanin. An extra dose of irony, we painted him a car Monday, just not in this race. Lanin, Dreiling, two friends out front. Then they have Parker and Dingman side by side. Both these drivers coming in from the Mr. Ghostman community. They're riding third and fourth, side by side, door to door. Field is catching, I believe that is the 66. John Garrett as he slides. Garrett gets on the flat. Hangs onto it. That was scary. Let's take another look at that. He tries to get out of the way. Gets down on the flat. Back in comes around. That had to get some people's attention. John Garrett hangs onto it though. Stays out of the way. That was wild. In and trailing. Starting to get a little bit of separation over Dingman, Parker, and Deal. Parker's broken free of the Deal-Dingman battle. Deal and Dingman no longer battling for third, but still side by side. It's for fourth now. Behind them you have Mark Kincaid. Kincaid's had a rough start to his Sidewinder Season 7. Good to see him up into the top 10. Then you have Castroneves in the 34. Corey Deal, Bill Rivard, a couple of teammates. Dominic Lee looks like trying to just ride behind the main pack. He's had a little bit of connection issues and has some right side damage on that 31. J Munch in the 69. He's been just holding on to the draft, cycling towards the back most of the time, trying to stay out of the festivities early on. And we saw Llewellyn, Evers, Franklin, Clapper, Newell. There's Hayden Lowe. Mike Edwards. Edwards dropped back after not liking what he was seeing up towards the front. Ryan Brennan. Brennan's currently 19th. There's John Garrett. We saw him go a lap down. He's first car now, 1 lap down. And you have Brendan Bikey, 1 lap down 21st. Blake Roebuck, 1 lap down 22nd. Been a rough start to the season for that car as well. Blake Roebuck struggling the early part of the season. Matt Benke, his last car still running in the Amtrak machine. Currently in a 24 spot. Should we jump back up front? Landon and Dreiling still clear the rest of the field. Parker and Dingman side by side for third. I think that little bit of aero damage on the 82 was the cause for the gap there. Oh, JR Deals sideways in the 9. Scherer tries to stay out of him, not able to do so. Scherer goes around. That'll bring out the yellow. Saw the 9 get loose all by himself. And that set off the rest of that accident. 9 up high. Gets steps out on him. He tries to collect it. Bounces off of the 54 as well. He saves it at least. Jeremy Scherer unable to collect his machine after contact there, and then with Castroneves, Rivard, Dominic Lee might have got a little netcode luck there. It looks like Lee went through the 15. See Hayden Lowell is involved in a 67. Daniel Llewellyn, he's got a piece in the nose. Let's see if we can look from a different angle, get a little bit more of a picture here. Oh man, Daniel Wallen took a couple hard shots there. Let's go back and watch Daniel as he comes in. His billboards are very much in the way. He just glides into the 34 of Castro Neves. Everyone else trying to slow down. 00 gets a piece of the 21, but not hard hit. Brennan looks like he was able to slow down in the 48. Let's take a cockpit view with him. See the smoke up ahead? He goes up and hits the outside wall, all on his own, but doesn't hit any cars. Wonder if that's a working strategy or not. Maybe the wall gives you less damage. Arc break weekly? Yeah, let's go aboard Daniel. Where is Mr. 23? Here he is. Oh, Daniel gets out of shape trying to slow down. You heard him try to slow down, but it spun. Yeah, that looked rough, Daniel. Looked like he tried to slow down and the car broke loose as you did. There's no coming back from it. Let's see who else was in this. This is right along with the 14 of Edwards. He's got some front end damage there. He's behind the 21. Sees the wreck happening. Somebody hit him on the inside. Looks like 00 Nathan Lafayette. Gets into Edwards, causes the damage. See 00 behind the 67. Edwards already has used his fast repair, so that's why he was hanging out back here in the first place. See him get slowed way down. 00 does not, gets into the 14, and then hits the 21. That'll be some repairs for some folks in the field. Closing in on halfway. The lights are out on our pace car. We skipped quite a lot of the pacing by looking at all the replays. Let's see if we can, let's not do that. I was going to say let's see if we can go more with the pace car in the back, but it gets kind of funky. We'll just look back from Layden's car. It looks like a pace car. Got Bill Rivard starting second to his outside in the 10 Propel car. And then you see the rest of the field that's out on track. The field thinning out quickly. That wreck coming. JR Deal just losing control. This track is tough to drive, especially as the tires wear out. We have a 4-lap shootout for the points. Halfway. End of lap 65. Field works through turns 3 and 4. We'll see the pace car make its way down pit road, and then the all-white Toyota Supra will have control of the field. Can't go until he is in the Geico restart zone. You'll see the blue markings on the track and wall right there. There he goes. Tyler Lanen set sail in the 64. Bill Rivard trying to get help from the 83 of Dylan Dreiling, but he is under attack from Wes Parker in the 22. Outside line did not get that great of a push. Parker not quite able to clear. If he was able to clear the 10 there, he would have been able to shot up and probably take the lead. That outside line gets such a good run off it too in these restarts. Bill Rivard in the 10, all kinds of dancing. That's going to cause some drama behind him as Dreiling tries to stay out of him. Rivard does a heck of a job saving the race car. The 10 going to voluntarily drop back, it looks like. See no front end on that 26 car. Rivard car still in one piece, didn't get hit by any car or into the wall. 00 looks like he's heading to the back. Lafayette heads to the back. It's Kincaid still in the main pack. Lanen and Parker. Mark Dingman, Dominic Lee. Dreiling there. That's Edwards in the 14. Saw that little bit of damage, but did not hit. Oh, he gets into the dryling machine. Dryling goes around. That one caused with the 14 contact. Kincaid, unfortunately, involved again. The 44 of Deal gets shot backwards. The 10 of Bill Rivard gets a piece. The 67 of Hayden Lowell. That all started with the 14 and the 83. Far chase on this one. So he's up behind the 83 of Dryling. Dryling backs off a little bit more than Edwards was expecting. Then Edwards gets lower, tries to get back up behind him again, and unfortunately he was alongside at that point. And the wreck is one from behind. Edwards escaping the worst of it, but does have a little bit of damage there. Let's see with the Dryling, 83. Deal gets suckered into the wall and shot backwards. There's the contact, 1483. Around they go. Corey Deal tries to get to the bottom, but then comes up into Kincaid, and that's where the wall just sucks him in. Bill Rivard nowhere to go. Looks like Roebuck makes it through. It's right on board with the 30. There's the wreck starting way up ahead. Roebuck trying to get it slowed down, trying to avoid everyone else. Gets a little scrape there with the wall, but for the most part, Roebuck makes it through there. Still on board with Bill Rivard. Bill entering turn 3 here on the outside of Dustin Franklin. There is the contact. Corey's going to get shot back at us. Look at it. Wow, Bill drove right through him. Bill just drove right through Corey. Interesting. We got Hayden Lowell saying he barely made it through. Let's check out the 67 as he heads into that nonsense. He was right behind Bill. Here's Cher. Oh my gosh. Hayden Lowell able to stay off of the back bumper of the 10 and doesn't sound like he hit a thing. Think West caused the check up there? We'll go back and look at it again. West moves up to the high side in front of the 83. 83 checks up a little bit, but West certainly had the room to do so. I wouldn't put that one on 22. Look how close that is. Hayden sneaking through there. Hopefully we're not too close to green, so I want to keep watching these. Just tell the drivers to see it coming through it. That's what I'm saying, Wes. Oh, John got tagged from behind. I wonder who got John there. Might be Cher. Cher is behind him. Oh yeah, Cher comes in there. Bam! Gets in the back of John Garrett. Puts a light pole dent in the middle of his back end. Bikey. Oh my goodness. Bikey all the way down on the grass. Look at that. In the grass. Bikey avoiding everything. Pole sitter making his way through the wreck. That's impressive. Alright, pace car is off. What good timing. We're getting set for the restart here. Looks like the top 11 stayed out here. Those on back probably getting damage repair. Lanin in the plain white Toyota. Jumps out to the lead. Parker second. Get that man a paint job. I think it's a trade and paint issue. Dingman's third. Dominic Lee trying to lead that outside line. He's got some right side damage and getting a push from a car with no front end, so it could be a bit of a struggle on that high line. saw Edwards quite damaged in that. He's riding in the 4 spot somehow. Damage all over that car. JR Deal breaking into the 5th spot. John Garrett. So he's trying to get up to the 6th spot. At this point, not many cars that don't have damage. You're talking about Vikey? Yeah, that man needs a sponsor. JR and the Little Caesars machine jump up in front of Dominic Lee. I think Landon and Parker are about the only 2 cars not damaged at this point. Let's take a look at our quick repairs while we're here. See who still has them. Parker still has one, as does Mark Dingman. JR Deal, Dominic Lee, Ethan Evers, Hayden Lowell, Blake Roebuck, Dustin Franklin, and Ryan Brennan. Those are all the drivers in the top 20 that still have their fast repair. Trying to save until later in the race. Landon leads Mark Dingman. Dingman peeking out to the outside of Landon. Here goes John Garrett to the outside of Mike Edwards. I swear these cars look like they've been in Bristol. All this damage. Landon leads Dingman in 2nd, and then teammates Edwards and Garrett side by side. You see the 54 Mark Kincaid. Kincaid had to use his fast repair in the last wreck, but still using it to his advantage. Car looks clean now. Dingman out of the top gets in front of John Garrett. Tyler Landon has no push. Landon comes up to block Dingman. Dingman cuts inside of him. John Garrett designs to go with him. Mark Dingman going to the front in the 82. Grading Authority Chevrolet takes over the point. John Garrett slots behind him in 2nd. Now Tyler Landon has JR Deal to try and work back on the high side. A lot of momentum on that top, and now looks like Blake Roebuck trying to go to the middle here. The 30 shoots the gap. The 30 with no back end is getting pushed by the 26 with no front end. Everything makes sense these days. So Dingman out front in the 82. Trying to stay ahead of Tyler Landon in the outside lane. Landon pushes back ahead in the 64. Help from Roebuck. Landon retakes the lead. Will he drop down? He does. Landon to the bottom through the tri-oval, quad oval, whatever you want to call it. Double dog leg. Roebuck drops back down to the bottom. Now JR Deal suddenly at the top with nobody in front of him. John Garrett peeks to the outside. Tucks back in line. Now goes back out again. Garrett trying to get by Dingman on the high side. Garrett, not a lot of help up there as Roebuck tucks in behind Mark Dingman. What I'm learning here is the car with no back end is faster than the car with the squished in back ends. Everything he wants to, yes sir. Double E. He's even running the sprint car. Landon, Dingman, Roebuck, Garrett, Edwards, Kincaid, top 6 single file. Then you have Lee and JR Deal side by side. Roebuck peeks out up towards the front. John Garrett was trying to peek outside of him, and in doing so, John Garrett returns the favor. Garrett had tried to go outside of Dingman, and Roebuck filled the gap. Now Roebuck tried to go outside of Dingman, and Garrett fills the gap. Turnabout is certainly fair play. 30 of Roebuck going to squeeze down in front of Edwards. A little bit of a checkup, stacking up from behind that. It's going to cause a 3 wide situation briefly back here, a little further back, but Roebuck squeezing down in front of Edwards. Edwards checked up, and that created that gap there. Our lead pack starting to catch a lap machine. That is the 22 of Wes Parker. Would not have thought that. Wes Parker already 1 lap down. Danger going 2 laps down. .50 laps remain from Atlanta. Laning going to shoot to the outside of Wes Parker. Wes going to do everything he can to try and hang on to the lap here, so he'll try to lead the pack. Gets back out in front. Now if he can stay there and the yellow comes back, he'll essentially make up his lap. 1 of them. All intents and purposes, he is 2 laps down, but in front of the leader, so only 1 lap down. Laning content to push him. John Garrett rides in second. Roebuck third. Dingman in fourth. Here comes Dylan Dreiling back into the mix. Dreiling's got his Ford Performance Mustang doing much better speeds. Don't see much damage to that car. So he's been hanging out in the high line trying to make some progress. Mike Edwards drops way down out of line. Guess Edwards has seen enough of the front of the field. Well, he is very slow. He might lose the draft going that slow. Parker continuing to stay in front of the rest of the field here. Behind him is the battle for the lead. Plain white Supra of Lanin. That didn't sound good. 31, Dominic Lee a little out of shape. Oh, J. Hardeal right there on Dominic Lee. Lee actually does a spectacular job hanging on to that 31 car. Contact between the 9 and 31. Everyone keeps it going in the right direction. And that got a little spicier than would have planned for. Back live. Still Lanin and Garrett. Parker's been shuffled to the outside. If the caution were to fly now, the lucky dog would be Corey Deal, and Wesley Parker would be trapped 2 laps down. Parker has a clean race car. Just does not have the track position to go with it. See what the speed the field was putting together when Parker and Lanin were working together, the 2 clean race cars here. They actually dropped off quite a lot of the stragglers towards the back of the pack. Guys losing the draft, falling back. Really, the lead pack is just falling apart. Hayden Lowell, part of it. Ethan Evers, I think he's just barely hanging on to the draft. Has Dominic Lee, Bill Rivard, and Bikey behind him. These guys have lost the draft. It's Brennan 14th, Edwards 15th, Dustin Franklin. He's way back. These cars have all lost the main draft. They're still in the lead lap, so if a yellow were to come out. Oh, contact. Wes Parker and John Garrett. Garrett hangs on to it. I'm sure he's none too pleased. Banging doors with the car 2 laps down. Roebuck and Dingman nearly make contact. riding in a third spot there, the 82. And you have Blake Roebuck, Mark Kincaid. In the final third of the race. 82 got a little out of shape there. Goodness, Mark Dingman. That car looked wicked going through 1 and 2. Roebuck squeezing out for corner entry there. Minding their manners at this point of the stage. Lehnan leads. Garrett, Dingman, Roebuck share. Oh, Hayden Lowell just shot up to the track and into the outside wall. Let's see if we can take a look what happened to the 67. Looks like maybe netcode with the 83 of Dreiling shoots the 67 up and into the outside wall. Tough break for Hayden. Hayden falling back to 13th. Looks like he's going to lose the main draft as well. Tyler Lehnan continuing to lead. Just laughing because of the plain white Toyota. All this TV time he could be having. Wes Parker, the lap machine right behind him. Parker currently 2 laps down. I'd like to get back by and be 1 lap down. Parker looking to the inside. Lehnan not giving him a lane. I really thought he was about to squeeze it in there as Parker then drops down. Looks like Wes maybe taking it to the garage. 22 comes to a stop. Not sure what's going on. Fortunately not bringing out a yellow. 22 is just stopped off track. Froze is the word we're getting from chat. Corey Deal's teammate saying the 22 screen has froze up. So fortunate that did not bring out an accident. The 22 down and out of the way safely. Now all these cars are for position once again. Got some 3 wide a little further back here. Dominic Lee. Ethan Evers shoots that up to the wall. Blake Roebuck. Oh, 31 gets sideways. Is he going to hang on to it? He's still trying to hang on to it. Dominic Lee. What a job hanging on to that 31 car. It's going to fall back to 12th, but he still has a race car at least. So it's Dustin Franklin hitting pit road at 74. Looks like he's gone a lap down. Let's see, I think he has a faster pair still. Let's see if he grabs it. There's J Much sitting on pit road. Some cars falling by the wayside farther back. Somebody's car just blew up. And there is the yellow. 48 of Brennan is around. Brennan back here with Edwards in the 14. He comes up on Mike Edwards. That was odd. Let's take another look at this. Oh man, who is that hit late? This is Banky. Matt Banky coming in very late to that one. Edwards kind of comes down into the 48. Can't blame that one on Brennan. Chat, you can give your opinion, but the 48's running right down at the red line. And Edwards down into him, is what it looks like to me. 48 goes head on into the wall. And then I guess Banky didn't quite know where he was going with the 48 spinning like that. Let's take a cockpit view. He's slowing down, sees the smoke, decides to go high. The car slides up high, and then by then it was too late. So he committed to the top. Here comes everybody on pit road. .34 to go. Pole sitter Bikey gets all the way down to his box. Looks like the entire top 10's on pit road. Landon wins the race off pit road. Kincaid, Dreiling, John Garrett, Scherer, Evers. Evers finally uses faster pair. There is Brennan. Brennan's got his car brand new looking. Oh, it said you were clear, so there we go. Report in chat. Spotter said clear for the 14. Spotter was not correct. 4 cars staying on track here. Hayden Lowell would be getting back on the lead lap. And I believe Wes Parker, yeah, he would be getting to 1 lap down, as would Lafayette and Dustin Franklin. All those cars looking to take a wave around. The 4 machines out on track ahead of our race leader. If we get the lights out here, it'll be wave around time. There we go. Franklin, Lafayette, Parker, and Lowell getting a wave around lap back. Rest of the field pitting here. Nobody stayed out this time. 33 to go from Atlanta. Looks like we're down about, what, 13 cars? Still 15 on the lead lap. Edwards catching back up. He is the last one shown on the lead lap. Brennan has a fresh race car, but he is 1 lap down. So he's going to be battling for the lucky dog against the 21 of Clapper Newell, who has some damage. And there is Franklin. He's still banged up. Actually, that's just the sun. His car looks brand new now. So Franklin's car good to go. Pace car is off. Field exiting turn 4, heading to the restart zone. Yeah, Landon and Kincaid on the front row. Green flag waves. Landon gets a great jump. Outside line, struggling a bit. Dreiling looked like he had maybe given Kincaid a spot on pit road. Now we see why. Landon and Dreiling lining up nose to tail. Kincaid 3rd, Scherer 4th. Dingman and Garrett side by side for 5th. Bill Rivard still not ready to battle it out, so Rivard dropping back. Brandon Bikey in the 27. Pole sitter. Just working his way back up to the top 10. A lot of guys that have been saving that fast repair burned one there. The race took that long green flag look to it. Mikey had one too many, he thought he was clear. Lanen, Dreiling, Scherer, top 3, Dingman 4th, Bikey 5th. Starting lap 100 from Atlanta. Everything up front, single file, so we're watching this pack. Bikey, Kincaid. Kincaid started outside front row. He is falling back and blinks. Oh my goodness. A little bit of a blinking situation there. Oh, netcode between the 54 and 31. 54 goes up and into the outside wall. Rough break for Kincaid, but once again, netcode. As we saw him blink out there. And then right here, there's no actual contact. See, you can see it from that shot. They don't make any contact, but around goes 54 Kincaid. Bam! Out on the outside wall. Collects John Garrett, Ethan Evers. Those two drivers nowhere to go. Garrett no hood now. Just gets the car right in his lap. Let's go on board with Ethan Evers. That had to be a wild one to watch from the cockpit. You don't see a car reappear partway down the straightaway. Let's see up that far. There he is. Kincaid just reappears. Boom. Car just jumps out sideways, right across the track. Oh my gosh. Tough hit for John Garrett there. Nowhere to go. Hood gone just like that. John on pit road trying to get some repairs now. I can't believe how much the race a completely blank car has been leading. Funny how life works out sometimes. Let's see who's out there. Wes Parker. That was the yellow he needed to get from 2 laps down to 1. Lafayette, similar position. I believe Brennan's going to be our lucky dog. There he is. So Brennan back on the lead lap. John Garrett still on the lead lap, but on pit road getting damage repaired. A lot of damage to that 66. The hood completely missing. Hopefully the crew can find another one and tape it on. .29 to go. Lane and Dreiling, Scherer, Dingman, and Bikey your top 5. Dominic Lee, Blake Roebuck, teammates. We have JR Deal 8th. Ethan Evers 9th. And we saw the 54 go right into the nose of the 26, but I don't see any damage. Might have got lucky there. Bill Rivard is going to line up 10th in a Propel car. Mike Edwards 11th. Corey Deal currently 12th. Deal's car still looks in pretty good shape. A little left rear damage, but overall pretty decent. Hayden Lull in 13th. Ryan Brennan, last car in the lead lap, coming off pit road. Four cars battling for the lucky dog. Franklin, Parker, Lafayette, Clapper, Newell. John Garrett's still on pit road, so he's falling off the lead lap. .28 to go from Atlanta. Fort Worth Screen Printing Xfinity Series presented by Mr. Ghostman Travis Martin. Part of the Sidewinder Racing Leagues. Head on over to dgsracing.com. Check out all 9 of our series this season. Racing every single night. If you got a night free, we got a race for you. Lane is going to lead the field to the restart zone. Lane jumps back on the throttle, and we are back underway. Gets wheel spin from the leader there. Saw the car dancing side to side. Lane out front, Dreiling second. Jeremy Scherer breaks away for third. Battles on between Bikey and Dingman for the 4th spot. Bikey going to use the draft to take 4th. Dominic Lee try to follow suit in the 31. Dingman's going to slot in between those 2 forward bike cars. And Dingman pops back out. Dominic Lee goes out there too. Brendan Bikey. Hayden Lull up top. These drivers start to position. Try to figure out where they want to run this next stint. And Evers, looks like he got below the 30 of Roebuck, and then Roebuck kind of got his elbows out a little bit. 26 drops back to the tail end here. See if we can watch that one. Gets the nose down inside and tries not to cause a big mess, then gets loose when the car unloads on the banking. Here's a look from our leader looking back. Tyler Lanen back at Bikey and Cher. It's almost a meme now, the plain white car. Lanen leads Cher, Bikey, and the 31 of Lee. Then a gap back to Roebuck. Oh, as Lowell gets into Roebuck, and around they go. The wreck is on. Parker gets a piece of it. Roebuck goes around, and the caution comes out. That's an interesting angle to catch a caution. So there's Roebuck in the 30, Lowell in the 67. Looks like his front corner jumps up on him a little bit. That gets Roebuck out of shape. Then Roebuck neck goes into Parker. Parker, fortunate to keep that car going in the right direction. But Parker would have been the lucky dog, and I think he is now not eligible for it with the contact there. Parker probably not too pleased about that. Can't get driver chat to come back up, but maybe it's a good thing right now. Does anyone come to pit road? Is that Parker? Parker, because he wasn't eligible for the lucky dog, he's coming down. J.R. Deal from 9th coming down. Here comes Roebuck involved in the crash. 23 laps remaining. Never's car looks in decent shape. Is that Dustin Franklin? 74 getting a lap back there. Franklin got a very healthy race car there. See if he's saved all the goods for the right time of the race, getting back on the lead lap. .23 to go. 14 machines on the lead lap. Let's do a damage assessment of these things. Let's jump on board our plain white car. Tyler Lanen looks in good shape. Jeremy Scherer looks pretty decent. Bikey looks pretty good. Dominic Lee, a little right side damage. Tiny bit of left front damage here too. Decent shape though. A little left rear damage too. The corners of this 31 have a little bit of beaten up. Hayden will see some separation on the nose there. Right side's pushed in a bit. Mikey's got quite a lot of damage. Just no way around that one. 14 looks beat up. Dingman, a little bit of damage all over, but not too bad. Bill's car looks in good shape. Cordeal in decent shape. A little bit of crinkle on the back end there. Brennan just getting back on the lead lap. His car looks good in 10th. Ethan Evers just used his fast repair. He's looking pretty decent. JR Deal. Car in good shape. Like Roebuck looks good now. Dustin Franklin just got back on the lead lap. His car looks plenty good shape. So a lot of decent cars towards the back and damaged cars in the middle of the pack. See how that shakes out. Does anyone still have that fast repair? Let's find out. Yes, Dominic Lee still has his. Mark Dingman still has his. That is the only two in the top 20. Lee and Dingman. Everybody else has already used it. If tires are a thing, Hayden Lowell in 5th has, let's see, 8 lap fresher tires, 6 lap fresher tires than most of the guys ahead of him. Don't foresee that being much of a thing. We are back underway from Atlanta. Here we go. Tyler Lanen jumps out to the lead once more. Bikey with the push from Hayden Lowell, trying to clear into second. Jeremy Scher in the 15, just looking for a push from anybody. Is Bikey going to shoot outside, use this momentum? He is going to try it. Oh, contact, Corey Deal. Corey hangs on to it, but contact shoots the 44 off of the track there with Nathan Lafayette. There is the contact. We stay green. Bikey. Strong move from Hayden Lowell, pushing out to the lead. Lanen. Not a lot of help at the moment. Mark Dingman trying to catch up to him. There's John Garrett back on track. Hit the blue cone for good measure. Garrett currently 19th. So Bikey in the 27 out front. Pole sitter now leads. Tyler Lanen. Directly behind him, gets a little out of shape. Lanen lets him catch it. 19 laps to go from Atlanta. Bikey, Lanen, Lowell, Dingman. Lowell the Napa car. Dingman the white and black TGA machine. Bikey and Lanen side by side once again up front. Lanen going to try to use a push from Hayden Lowell coming off turn number 4. He's going to get a good run here. Inside line, struggles to get the run off of 4. Lanen back to the lead, stays up high. Thought he might drop in front of Bikey, now he goes down, coming off of 2. Now Lowell leads Scher on the outside line. Tyler Lanen back in familiar territory, leading the race with 17 laps to go as they get to the line. Dominic Lee right in the middle of the pack, blinking. Never a good place to be blinking when you're in a pack race like this. Bikey shoots up to the top. He's going to try to get a run off of 2. And get to the outside of Lanen. Lanen not having any of it. So Bikey shoots to the bottom. Bikey going to try to make the bottom work here. Lanen not wanting to give up the top. Believe Lanen's still going to lead the lap. Keep that one in mind for late in the race if we're seeing side-by-side action towards the end. Lanen let him have the bottom and able to lead the lap. Lanen, Lowell, Scher, top 3 on the outside line. Bikey, Dingman, and Lee, top 3 bottom line. Field works their way past the 66 machine. Bikey and Lanen side by side. Bikey gets the advantage on the short way around through the corners, and then the run that the outside line gets down the straights. And he takes the lead for the high side. Seen it for a couple laps now. Across the stripe to 14 to go. Lanen's comfortable right where he is. Haven't seen him try to shoot down in front of the 27. Even Lowell maybe thinking about trying to go 3 wide there. He was getting all the way out to the wall. Another lap led by Lanen. Outside is just getting such a good run off the corners. By the time they get to the stripe, the leader is once again Tyler Lanen. Field's starting to get a little dicey here. See a lot of jostling side to side. Is that Drailing trying to go 3 wide towards the back? Now Wes Parker jumps outside of Bill Rivard. Starting to see the 3 wide pop up a little bit towards the back of the pack. Some guys deciding it's time to go. Dominic Lee blinking out again. It's got to be nerve-wracking for the 26 right behind him. Eden low. Oh, gets in the back of Bikey, shoots him down into the grass. Bikey trying to hang on, so is he going to come back up the track? Thought better of it. Bikey, being the gentleman, not wiping out the field, has to be angry at the 67 getting in the back of him there. Oh, there goes the wreck. Dominic Lee, Mike Edwards, JR Deal. 48 of Brennan involved, and the caution flies. It looked like Lee and Roebuck get together. I believe that's team cars making contact. That's going to be awkward in the team meeting. Let's look on far chase here. See Roebuck in the 30. Tries to shoot in the middle. Dominic Lee comes up into him. Two forward bike cars crash together, taking out several others. See JR Deal, Dylan Dreiling, Bill Rivard all get a piece of it. Let's ride along with Bill here. Bill gets collected, nowhere to go. Gets a piece of Dreiling. Wes Parker gets down low enough. I think he makes it through there. Rivard loses it coming back up onto the track, and the 30 of Blake Roebuck goes around again. Let's take a ride on board the 21. See it all unfold up ahead. Clapper gets on the brakes very early. Another night wasted. What car number are you there? 9 to go. I thought Eaton was Dustin Eaton. Dustin Eaton's not in this race, so now I'm confused. 42 people hanging out, that's awesome. Tyler Landon leading. Jeremy Sherry second. Mark Dingman, Dominic Lee, Ethan Evers, your top 5. That 31's tracking a little sideways. Man, Kincaid, you've had a rough go of it, but it was cool to see you up front for quite a while there. Should be getting the 1 to go as we come across the stripe here. Do we have a lane in chat? I don't see him. Jeremy Scher going to line up on the front row. Alright, working our way down the backstretch, getting set for the restart. What's up, William? Hi. I can't change it. Atlanta Dega. I get that. It's the first time I've heard Atlanta Dega, but I think I'm going to use it now. You still haven't run the new version? There's Dominic Lee blinking like a, I don't know, something that blinks. Strobe light? We'll go with that. There goes the pace car. We are set. 7-lap shootout to decide this race at Atlanta. Lanen rolls the restart zone. We are green. 35. Benke jumps out of line. Hopefully that doesn't give anyone a black flag. Lanen in front of Scherer and Dominic Lee. Scherer, no help right now in the 15. All by himself in that Chevy. Goes Blinky. Lanen out front. Lee, Dingman, second and third. Scherer, now fourth. You have Evers, Bikey, and Roebuck, Deal, and Brother Deal. Both Deals hanging out back there. Bikey jumps to the outside. Jeremy Scherer wants to go with him. Got it, McKenna. And hello. Good to see you. Things quiet up front. Dingman peeks underneath the 31 of Lee. Not quite able to get down there. There's Hayden in the 67 up behind Wes Parker. Parker finally back on the lead lap and up to fifth. Now he has Jeremy Scherer try and push along. Lanen trying to keep Bikey behind. They go all the way down to the red line. Hayden Lowell shoots the middle. Now we're 3 wide. Lowell, nobody pushing him, but he has got a huge run going through the middle. He's going to clear Scherer. Jump out. What a strong run from the 67. Gets to the outside. Tyler Lanen. Help from the 22 and 15. He's kind of using the middle and the high line. Lowell trying to get a little side draft there. Works off of Tyler Lanen. Bikey moves up to the high side. Abandons Tyler Lanen. Now Hayden Lowell to the race lead from the high line. Lowell clears Tyler Lanen. Wes Parker trying to join him with 3 to go. Parker all over the back of that Mustang. Oh, he turns him. Parker gets in the back of the 67 and around goes the wreck. It is a parking lot from there. And we are going to a green-white checker with an entire field of damaged race cars. You see Parker's nose just barely touch the 67 and around he goes. I don't think anyone makes it through here unscathed. Busted. I mean, surely that was the whole field. Surely that was the whole field. Let's see if we can get a farther outlook. See if anyone does happen to sneak through, but I don't think anyone made it. There's they work through 1 and 2. Can't really see them, but we know they're there. Come off one of the backstretch. 22 is going to get into the 67 coming off the corner. And maybe cars all the way in the back made it through there, but I don't think anyone made it. That was rough. Lanen has the right side damage, but the car is not too bad. Corey Deal has no nose. JR Deal third, he's damaged. Here comes Bikey with no front end or hood. There goes the 00 of Nathan Lafayette. Lafayette now on the lead lap. And has one of the better looking race cars. Wouldn't that be crazy if the 00 has all the speed here? Lanen just the right side beat up. Yeah, JR has no back end, no front end. He was in it. Nobody made it through that rig. Better start unpacking. There is Bikey's car destroyed. Corey Deal saw the damage to his machine. JR Deal, no back end. Bill Rivard not looking too awful bad. It's definitely got the damage on the hood and a little bit on the back end, but the 10 Rivard, probably one of the better looking cars at this point, damage wise. Let's see what Brennan's got going on. Left front damage on the 48. Roebuck, that car is beat all to hell. Every different direction of that 30 car is beat up. 31 looks like he still had the fast repair, so he's got a brand new race car. He'll be restarting 7th. Mark Dingman, car looking pretty good for the 82. Dingman going to be in the 8th spot here. Bikey comes down pit road. I think he wanted to get to the back with the damaged car and not be in the way. So green, white checker attempts number 1. Here we come. If Lena was in chat, I would totally have a word with him. But he's not. Corey has no friend. Let's talk to Corey anyway. Si Palo.
Hello, hello, hello.
You got no front end on that Toyota, but you can still go out there and try to get it done?
Yeah, if you actually look at my in-car, I am very turned to the left. My steering is broke. My front end, I have no front end. My RPMs are fine, but, you know, go big or go home is what I've always been told, but my steering is definitely broke.
Well, maybe invest in some stronger toe links next week and try again.
Yeah, it's this race has been very, very interesting, but it's been fun. But yeah, send it.
10-4. If you you got your 2 teammates and one of them being your brother right behind you, maybe you can work together and try to figure this thing out up there.
To be honest with you, I think Bill is the better car. I mean, he's got some damage, but he's the better car out of us 3. If you see him go on my outside, I don't blame him. But I'm pretty bent. But I'm gonna send it.
10-4. Good luck.
And we're delayed green again.
Would you stop that?
So I don't know, but hey, how you doing? We're here. We're still here.
Got that Thrizzy Swiss Army Mr. Ghost Crew. Beautiful looking machine with no front end now. Just a beautiful modified at this point.
Hey, it looks a lot better. And Tito, I see what you said. Haha, Kappa. At least I don't rank my teammates. But yeah, it's a very beautiful paint scheme. Very amazing. Thanks to you for the beautiful paint scheme. You know, thanks for being on board for this season. Sorry I haven't brought any wins, but I'm trying. Just getting caught in other people's mess.
It'd be like that most nights.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a curse having your sponsor. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it definitely is.
But it's been a definitely interesting race. Hopefully it goes green in the end. I think Landon's got a good shot. He looks the cleanest out of everybody. But to be honest, who's not clean this race?
Yeah, it's a lot of damaged cars out there. A lot. But I think two
mean,
drivers took a quick repair this caution, which is the 82 and 31.
Yeah, I didn't want to take my quick repair, but I got involved in that one wreck early that sent me, in reverse, even though I had my brakes on. Just got caught up in somebody else's mess, had to take it, and then accidentally took a set of tires and didn't want to, so I had to go like 40, 50 laps on a set of tires, but finally got some fresh ones and then had nowhere to go.
10-4. Good luck to you in the 44. We'll see you hopefully after the race.
Thank you.
Corey Deal in the 44. No front end on the front row on the restart. Just going to send it. Hope for the best. Yeah, 13 cars still on the lead lap. 13. Green white checker attempt number 1. Will we make it to the finish, or will we get checkered attempt number 2? What do you think? I think we make it. just because it seems we go a lap or two before the caution. But then again, drivers knowing that it's the end, maybe not. I don't know. I think we make it. Pace car dives on off. We're about to go green. Rolling into the Geico restart zone. Lanen waits all the way to the end on that one. Jumps out ahead in the 64. JR Deal trying to push his car up there. Here comes the 48 of Brennan. Bill Brevard's jumped to the outside of Corey Deal. JR Deal right on the back bumper of Lanen. Lanen goes up to block him. JR jumps to the bottom to try and get the inside. Lanen cuts that off too. JR Deal had a heck of a run on Tyler Lanen. Nowhere to send it. JR gets into the back as 31 gets in the back of 48. And I think that's going to bring out the caution once again. Now JR Deal going to be on the outside on the restart. 48 gets turned around by the 31. Goes down under the red line and around goes the 48. Not a whole lot you can say about that. I'll let chat decide that one. Brennan going around, drops back to 13th, last car in the lead lap. Lanen has to do it all over again. Dylan Dryling says, bro. What's up, Dylan? I see you the first car 2 laps down. How are things going in that Ford Performance machine? Going to green-white checker attempt number 2. You felt pain for the 48? Yeah, that was a lot of blocking, but Cliff, the problem is JR is going to be on the outside. The outside is just not gotten a restart. The most danger for the leaders come from 3rd spot most of the race, which is going to be Dominic Lee, who we've seen involved in quite a lot tonight. And a lot of blinking, so who knows what's going to happen. Corey is going to be in the 5th spot behind Lee. There's a fake penalty. I don't know what that means. I don't have driver chat on. I tried to turn it back on and it just won't. I have a quick button on my steering wheel to mute driver chat and unmute it, and it's just not turning it back on tonight. So we've been kind of deaf on the driver chat tonight. Talk with JR. Heck with it. JR, DG, you got a copy?
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Man, I thought you were going to fully send it there. Caution coming out, and now you got to work a strategy from the outside line this time. What do you got planned?
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'm just learning as I go.
10-4, you got no back end on that thing. The hood's flapping. You know, a little bit of everything going on that car, but you got it up to the 2nd spot as we're getting set for a restart. And I guess all you can do is hold the pedal down, turn the car left, and hope for the best.
That's all we're going to do.
10-4.
It's been a real journey getting here.
It has that. It has that. Very unlike the Ghostman series. Normally a lot of green. Not tonight.
Not tonight.
10-4. Good luck to you in that 9 machine. Hopefully we'll talk to you after the race.
I hope so too. See you then.
JR Deal in the 9. At the 31, Dominic Lee. Always an aggressor. Restart in 3rd. Mark Dingman alongside the 82. We have Roebuck and Rivard. Lafayette. Well, I thought we were going to get done with the first one, so I'm going to try the reverse jinx and say we're not going to get done this time to hope we do, if that makes sense. Based on the yelling I heard upstairs a moment ago, I'm not sure you want to hear. Oh, wow. So, iRacing glitched and gave the entire field a jump start penalty. That's interesting. Those restart zones are Not working the way iRacing intended them to, I don't think. But at any rate, the pace car is off, and we're set for green-white checker attempt number 2. Field works their way into the double dog leg. There is the restart zone. Lee all over the back of Landon. There goes Landon. He's going to have Lee right on his back bumper. Hayden a little struggling back there. Lee is going to get a huge run from Mark Dingman. Now Dingman jumps to his outside. Now Lee's going to try to move up. Lee drives through Landon. That was certainly interesting. Just cars melding together. Lee now out front. Landon trying to get back by. Mark Dingman way to the high side. White flag is out. Landon behind Lee. Landon going to jump to the high side. Lee going to come up the block. Landon trying to get back underneath him. Lee making that car wide. There goes Dingman, shot out of the field. We stay with the top 2. Corey Deal up against the wall. Lee's going to try to make that car as wide as possible. Landon going to try to get inside of him. Landon makes contact. Lee's still first one across the line. Landon tried to make the move. Lee still across the checkered finish first. Dominic Lee wins at Atlanta. What a crazy finish. Tyler Landon probably not too happy with the way he was passed. Nathan Lafayette brings it home third. Wes Parker from 2 laps down to 4th. J.R. Deal 5th. Bill Rivard 6th. And there is the 31. Going to be your race winner. Top 3 to the interview room, por favor. Lafayette, Landon, and Lee. Whole lot of L's in the top 3. That's right, Cliff. Your boy Penguin with the interview. Super zoomed in. And blown up. Something blew up. 1 to 31, he's still going. Right, let's go ahead and grab Nathan Lafayette. 00. Nathan, DG, you got a copy? Hello. I don't hear nothing.
I can hear you now, DG.
There you are. Hello, hi, how's it going? You brought the car home in
What
the
a
third
wild
spot.
race there. I got in a wreck early and messed up. I was damaged and get into the pits, and then came into off sequence and got a penalty for speeding on pit road and went like 3 laps down. And that was wild.
Goodness gracious, and then fight your way all the way back to a podium finish. Did you ever see that in the cards when you were multiple laps down?
No, especially the way it went green there for quite a while. So it was, I didn't expect that. But then kind of late when I got back on the lead lap and I saw pretty much everyone had damaged cars, I'm like, well, if something opens up, and then on the last lap, the 2 cars in front of me wrecked and got into third. I don't know how that all happened.
You almost got the win because the 2 cars ahead of you after you were in third also hit, but didn't quite get it done.
Yeah, they hit like kind of right at the line, so I didn't have time to get past them. I kind of split the difference past the start finish line. So yeah, that would have been wild if I'd gotten that.
10-4, would you bring it home in the third spot? You got any friends, family, sponsor shout outs to drop out there tonight? And I will warn you, Cliff's hanging out in chat.
Oh boy, that's scary. Yeah, the 2 Extreme team. We're kind of light on Tuesday night, so we could use some Tuesday night drivers to run with me. But it's a good team, fun to run with, and the all the Penguin companies that have put on the car, and just all the family and everyone. Thanks for you for broadcasting, and Ghostman for putting this on. It's been fun.
10-4, congrats on your podium finish. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you in the next one, bud.
Alrighty, see ya.
Nathan Lafayette, the 00, getting the top 3 tonight, finishing 3rd. Let's go ahead and bring in the all-white car, Tyler Lane. Lane and DG, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's going on with trading paints, but your car was blank all night. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I noticed. I don't know. Yeah.
You can't be too happy with the way that finish went down. Tell me what your thoughts are.
Well, right now I'm looking at it as I'm the winner because he went under the double yellow at the end. So, if that's what the call is, if that's the rule, which we decided earlier in the race it was, you know, he passed under the yellow line, plain and simple, or the red and white line. He had enough space. I gave him enough space to where he could not, but he did. So, yeah.
10-4. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what the call is then.
Yeah. It's always fun when you think you're gonna have a nice little race and a car is on top of you and then somehow just drives under the apron and then pulls up in front. That was really confusing. I mean, if he wins it, it's because he controlled his car after that, which was, I mean, I'm impressed. Plain and simple. I mean, you see that he was on. I don't know if it was just a glitch with iRacing in car, but he was like on my car sideways because he had been lagging the whole night, so that probably dealt with it. But and then he was under the apron and then he just drifted, and he carried this. I don't know how he did it. So, I mean, impressive.
Very much so. All right. Well, go ahead and give out your friends, family, and sponsor shout outs anyway, and we'll see where you finish in the ultimate run, but it's no worse than second.
Yeah, Dylan got a little messed up by iRacing. He jumped the start, but he was like a row behind me. And then Brian X driving experience, Loveland Ford. Um, you know, it's ones like these where you have to wait that kind of suck. It's like I don't know if I
10-4.
should be mad, happy, disappointed. Like it's just like I led so many laps, and if it goes down to that, it's disappointing. But all around, good night, hopefully.
10-4. Well, congrats on the strong run, and we'll see where you come out on the other side here.
Yeah.
All right, bud. Good night.
Night.
Tyler Lane either finishing first or second. We'll have to find out from race control. So let's go and have a little chat with said race control. Now, I have no idea what they're about to say, so I'm going to go in there and be like, hey, we're live. Hello. I have to say we are live right now. Hey, everyone. How's it going?
Hello.
Hi.
I mean, the problem is if you're saying he can't be even a tiny bit over that line,
Swiss,
basically
are you
the
still
leader
streaming?
has
Okay,
Yes,
he
and
has
that's why we
over
came
a
down here to
whole
figure out who won the race. We don't
lane to
know.
block.
Yeah, let's can we not be live?
Okay, well I'm going
Yeah.
out of here, but I was just trying to see
Okay.
if anyone knew who won the race. 10-4.
We're reviewing the
Pace car won it.
the finish.
10-4. Thank you.
Love your face.
So the broadcast does not know who wins this race. We'll go ahead and grab an interview with the 31 of Lee, see what he has to say. Dominic Lee, DG, you got a copy?
I sure do.
Well, hello. A lot going on here. Race control says the race finish is under review, so we don't know what the final rundown is going to be, but at the moment you stand up on top of the board. How is it out there in the race car?
It was definitely hectic the whole race. You could run pretty much full throttle if you really wanted to for the first 15 laps or so, and then you kind of had to feather it. And then it really started stepping out from underneath you there towards the middle to the end of the run. But I mean, I felt bad for all the drivers because I know I was out there blinking quite a bit, and I will definitely get that taken care of tomorrow. I mean, I don't know what the heck is going on with my internet and everything else, but that will get fixed for sure.
10-4. Well, it looked like it was quite the adventure out there. And then, what did you see from your perspective? I'd love to hear that when you got to Tyler Lanon's inside down below the red.
Yeah, I mean, I made a move to go high and you know tried to fake him out honestly to go high and then back down to the bottom, and he tried to block it, and by the time I was inside of him, it was already too late and forced me down there, I felt like. And so at that point it's kind of fair game in my opinion. And I think it was kind of a crappy move what he did across the line, but we all have done that.
Definitely you and I have. I don't know about everyone. Well, like we said, for the moment, you stand at the top of the boards. We don't know what race control is going to decide. Obviously, we can't predict the future, but just know it's being under review, and we'll go ahead and end it with that. Do you have any friends, family, sponsors, shout outs to give out to us tonight?
Absolutely. I gotta thank my beautiful, amazing girlfriend. I gotta thank you for putting on the broadcast and all the work that you put into this. I gotta thank Travis for everything that he does for the Xfinity series. I gotta thank Mikey for everything that he does for SRL. I gotta thank my team for Bite and Blake for being an amazing co-owner and just partner in everything that we do. I gotta thank all of our partners at State, Ford, Shaker Women's Wellness, who my girlfriend works for and is their office manager. Roll by Goodyear, Ignite Brewing Company, everyone else from Forward Bite, Alex, Grant, just everyone else. Too many to thank.
Damn, Ford. Well, congrats on your strong run for tonight, and we'll see where it shakes out on the other side. Good luck.
I appreciate it.
It's a 98. Dominic Lee. 98/31. He's 98 in other races. 31 tonight. Sorry for the confusion. Dominic Lee in the 31, shown at the top of the board for now. And here we are watching the slow mo to the finish. He's trying to hold off Tyler Lanen. Lanen trying to get a run any way he can. Lanen then goes below the red line. Then comes up into the back of the 31. 31 starts to slide. Still across the line first. Lanen gets second. Lafayette third. Parker, Deal, Rivard, Brennan, Corey Deal, Roebuck, and Dustin Franklin, your top 10. Wild race from Atlanta. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Rather dramatic and entertaining. We're still trying to find out who won this race. Race control not making a call just yet. There are 11 people down there discussing it right now, so there's a lot going on. We'll let you know as soon as we can, probably through the Twitter or some route of that nature, as we need to go ahead and conclude our broadcast. This has been iRacing.com. You can head on over there, pick up a subscription, these cars and this track, and come race with us. Head on over to DGSRacing.com, where you can find all 9 of our series racing every single night. So if you have a night available, we have something for you to race. Come check us out. We appreciate you being here with us tonight, and we will see you in the next race.